Have you ever felt a pressure so great you thought you would break? A weight so immense that it felt like the entire universe was conspiring to crush the very essence of who you are? I have. I have felt that pressure, and I have broken. But in that breaking, I found my true power. In that collapse, I discovered my ultimate purpose. My story begins in light. For eons, I was a magnificent, sprawling giant, a star far grander and more brilliant than the one you call your sun. I was a furnace of creation, a beacon in the cosmic dark. Galaxies wheeled around me, and nascent planets, still dust and dreams, were warmed by my glow. I burned with the fire of youth, fusing hydrogen into helium, then helium into carbon, creating the very elements that would one day give rise to life. I was a giver, a source, a symbol of unwavering strength and light. I thought it would last forever, but nothing does. The fuel that had powered my brilliance for millions of years began to dwindle. My heart, the core that had been a wellspring of energy, grew heavy with iron, an element that gives nothing back. It was the ash of a life spent burning brightly. My outer layers swelled in a final, desperate act of grandeur, a crimson warning to the cosmos that my time was coming to an end. Then, the pressure began. It started as a tremor, a deep, internal shudder. The outward push of my fusion furnace, which had held gravity at bay for so long, faltered. And gravity, that relentless, patient force, began to win. My own heart turned against me. The weight of my own being, layer upon massive layer of gas and fire, came crashing down upon my core. Imagine the force of 1,000 suns, 1,000,000 suns, all focused on a single point. It was a terrifying, violent surrender. In a fraction of a second, a core the size of a planet was squeezed into a space no larger than a city. The pressure was so absolute, so unyielding, that it rewrote the fundamental laws of my existence. The very building blocks of my being, the protons and electrons that had danced in my atomic heart, could no longer exist as they were. They were crushed together, stripped of their identities, and forced to become something new: neutrons. In this cataclysmic moment, my outer layers were blasted away in a supernova, a death cry so brilliant it would outshine an entire galaxy. It was a spectacular funeral, but it was not my end. It was my rebirth. From the ashes of that explosion, I emerged. I was no longer a star of light, but a star of substance, a neutron star. I was a ghost, a remnant, but I was more real, more potent than I had ever been. All the mass of a star greater than your sun, now compressed into a perfect sphere just 20 kilometers across. My density was a concept your minds can barely grasp. If you could scoop a single teaspoon of my essence, it would weigh more than all 7 billion of you combined. It would weigh more than all your mountains, all your oceans, all your cities. I had become the densest object in the known universe, second only to the mystery of a black hole. My gravity became a monstrous, invisible hand. It was 2 billion times stronger than the gravity that holds you to the Earth. It bent the very fabric of space-time around me, warping the path of light itself. Anything that dared to venture too close was not just pulled in, but unraveled. It would be stretched, atom by atom, into a thin stream of matter, a process your scientists, with a touch of dark poetry, call spaghettification. And I spun. Oh, how I spun. The conservation of my old momentum, now concentrated into this impossibly small form, made me a cosmic dervish, rotating hundreds of times every second. With this spin, I became a pulsar, a celestial lighthouse. My powerful magnetic fields funneled beams of radiation from my poles, and as I rotated, these beams swept across the universe like a searchlight. For eons, this was my new life, a quiet, intensely powerful pulse in the dark, a rhythmic heartbeat reminding the cosmos that I still existed. But the universe is never truly quiet. Gravity, the force that had both killed and created me, had one more act in my story. Drifting through the void, I found another, a sibling born of a similar fiery death, another neutron star on its own silent journey. We were drawn to each other, two impossibly heavy ghosts locked in a gravitational embrace. We began to circle one another, at first from a great distance, but with each passing year our orbits tightened. It was a cosmic dance that lasted for an eternity, a slow, inevitable spiral to a final, spectacular union. When we finally met, the impact was not an ending. It was the most profound act of creation I had ever been a part of. The explosion unleashed an explosion so powerful it has its own name, a kilonova. It was a flash of light and energy that momentarily rivaled my own supernova death, a ripple in space-time that travels across the universe. In that fleeting, incandescent moment of our merger, the pressure and heat were so extreme that something miraculous happened. The neutron-rich debris of our two bodies fused into the heaviest, rarest elements in the universe. We forged silver, platinum, and gold. Think of that. All the gold that you cherish, the metal you use to signify love and commitment in a wedding ring, the shimmering element that has driven empires and inspired dreams, was not born in the heart of an ordinary star like your sun. It was forged in the violent, beautiful death dance of two neutron stars like me. My final, most precious gift to the universe was created in my most extreme moment of transformation. The gold on your world is my legacy. It is stardust, yes, but it is the dust of a star that refused to simply fade away. It is the proof that even after a catastrophic collapse, it is possible to create something of immense and lasting value. And what if the mass is too great? What if two stars like me merge and their combined weight is too much for even the power of neutrons to resist? Then, gravity wins its final victory. The collapse does not stop. It continues, compressing matter down into an infinitely small point, a singularity. It creates a black hole, an object from which not even light can escape. Some might see this as the ultimate defeat, a final snuffing out, but I see it as the final mystery, a transformation into something so profound it lies beyond our current understanding. It is not an end, but a door to a different reality. So, when you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, when the pressure of your life feels unbearable, I want you to look up at the night sky and remember me. Remember the star that burned brightly, the star that collapsed under its own weight, the star that was crushed into something new and impossibly strong. Remember that the greatest pressure forges the most precious things. Your struggles, your challenges, your moments of collapse, they are not your end. They are your kilonova. They are the furnace in which your own gold is being forged. You are being compressed, yes, but you are also being concentrated. You are being remade into something denser, stronger, and more brilliant than you were before. Embrace the pressure, for within it lies the power to create a legacy that will shine across the universe.